you can see some bongos over there on your left hand side coming up. They're nicknamed the ghosts of the forest due to their secretive nature. They do cut through any underbush using those heavy bent backwards horns. And they can weigh up to 900 pounds as well. And that is an okapi on your right hand side. That's a relative of a giraffe. They do have a similar skull structure and a prehensile tongue. The tongue is so long that you look at their own eyeballs and noses. Also that black-yellow diker, a yellow-back diker on your right-hand side. This is the third time I've ever seen him and I've worked here for 6 months. He's very timid. Now he makes a piercing sound and he'll dart away very quickly if he does get frightened. So left-hand side bongo, right-hand side okapi, and yellow-back diker. Only seen him 2 times. This is the 3rd time now. Now coming up on your left-hand side, you can see a black and white bird. It's called a saddle-bill stock. Now, they're going to go ahead and rattle that yellow saddle as a way to communicate. They can't vocalize. They get up to 5 feet tall and have a wingspan of 9 feet. That's the same size of your canopy right above your heads. Now, you're going to see a black rhino. This is really rare though. There's only 5,000 left in the world. This is due to poaching. Poaching of their horns. They're made out of protein called keratin. It's found in your hair and fingernails, so there's no scientific purpose. So you can see that black rhino on your left-hand side. So that rhino is going to weigh up to 3,000 pounds, charge a speed of 35 miles per hour. They do live a solitary life, or they'll have a friend come over whenever they are bored or lonely. Alright, well we're going to go a little bit further here in the Little Terry Forest, continuing our journey. Let's see what else we can find.
Heftig geschüttelt.
Alright, well I don't see any other animals, so we're going to go ahead and make our way out of the Little Terry Forest and find ourselves in the Safari River. Now the Safari River is home to the most territorial and dangerous animals. And it's a Nile hippopotamus and Nile crocodile. The Nile hippo will be born at 85 pounds. They're going to be tipping that scale when they're fully mature at 5,500. So quite large. Now they have they do have a daytime protection, so that is the water that will help regulate the body temperature throughout the whole day. You can see that hippo out and about in that river band, which is really unusual. So the air is a lot cooler this evening here in Africa, so that's why they're out and about. You have to 80 pounds of food every single day. They're going to also wheeze honk. Wheeze honk is type of communication within their blow to group. So some will wheeze, some will honk. The more dominant hippo, more honks and wheezes they do get back. Now they're not swimmers, they're going to go to that water, sink to the bottom of the surface, and walk with their toes and legs. And also they hold their breath in the water for 8 minutes at a time. So you're going to see some of those hippos in that water holding their breath. Also you can see some pink-backed pelicans. They do get their name from the pink-back during mating season. Both sexes will incubate the eggs for 30 days and they are colonial nesters. So that means they're going to nest in pairs of 20 to 500. Well, I did mention that Nile crocodiles are around. They do spend 2 hours under the water. Now, their main diet of the crocodiles is fish, but they'll go ahead and eat other animals as well, including baby hippos, antelopes, and even other crocodiles as well. If you see one with the mouth open, this is nothing aggressive or scary, just a way to regulate the body temperature, allowing any excess heat out. And they grow 18 to 20 feet in length, as tall as a giraffe. Now friends, we're going to enter a new ecosystem, and that is called the Serengeti grasslands. It does act like a superhighway for millions of animals every single year that migrate through. The most famous animal is lions, African elephants, Maasai giraffes, white rhinos, cheetahs, and many others. The landscape is heavily influenced by all those migration patterns. Some bulldoze trees are from African elephants. Other trees that look like umbrellas are from Maasai giraffes, acting like pruning shears, eating the underside layer of those leaves. Now this will allow sunlight to shine down and help the grass and shrubs grow. Now coming up on your right hand side, you can see the most famous tree. That's called the baobab tree. Also known as the upside down tree because it goes leafless up to 9 months out of the year and stores gallons of water in the tree trunk. Now friends, we're going to enter the Serengeti grasslands. Remember, this is a super highway for a lot of those animals. The most famous animals are those lions, though, African elephants, white-bearded wildebeest, and many more. A lot of these animals don't have a bedtime. They're going to go ahead and stay up and rest whenever they are tired. Now, a lot of these animals have grown accustomed to each other's vocalization patterns, so they all help each other remain safe. That's one good survival technique. So you can see a lot of prey animals out here in all different directions. You're going to see some herd animals. Those are the white-bearded wildebeest and passon elams. Now this passon elam is coming up on your right hand side. He weighs up to 2,000 pounds of fur muscle. See how large he really is. Now they can go up to a month without drinking any water if they have a lot of fruit. Now those white-bearded wildebeest, they are the second most migrators out of all animals. They do travel 500 to 1,000 miles every year. Up to 1.5 million of them. Disney animators loved how they move. They studied them in East Africa for the new movie The Lion King, able to make multiple drawings and duplicate them into millions with the CGI equipment. Springbok right hand side, those small cinnamon-colored looking antelopes, they do spring 6 feet in the air standstill, reach a speed of 50 to 60 miles per hour. Now those unholy cattle, they will have large horns. They're very hollow inside, made out of a honeycomb structure to help regulate the body temperature. Now they are domesticated by the Watusi tribe, given a nickname Watusi cattle. Maasai people believe they were a form of wealth, so what they did was make a circular pen called a boma or a manana to keep them safe in the evening, since they are domesticated. Now coming up on your left hand side, you can see a spotted hyena. They're born with their eyes open and teeth in their mouth, part of their own family called the hyenids. They do have a strong jaw, bone, and teeth to crush into that nutritious bone marrow. And they will also make that giggling whipping sound. You can hear miles away. Now left hand side you can see a sable antelope. They use their horns as a sign of dominance and protection. And they are the emblem here in Harambe Wildlife Reserve. So you can see that in Kuli cattle, those horns 6 feet long from tip to other tip. Now we're going to pass by some termite mounds. They're built from termites using their dirt, spit, and dung. They're going to build them sky high. And eventually Maasai giraffes, African elephants will walk by, use them as a back scratcher, eventually breaking them down to a much smaller mound. Now that smaller mound will be used as a vantage point to look out for any smaller animals and predators along the way. So they all help each other out. It's one great survival technique and strategy.
Oh my goodness.
Now I'm looking out for a tower of giraffes. A tower of giraffes being a group of them. And they are Maasai giraffes out here. You can tell by the regular pattern on their body. So they do have a regular pattern like our fingerprints. But no fingerprint is the same. So no pattern will be the same. So just keep an eye out for them. They only sleep 30 minutes. They're going to break that up to small micro naps, about a minute or two. Now they do spend the majority of their lifetime eating 20 hours a day. So 20 hours of eating. So just keep an eye out for those giraffes. And they're quite tall. They're 18 to 20 feet in height. When they're fully mature, they're born 6 feet tall and have a gestation period of 15 to 16 months. So about a year and a half of being pregnant.
Das ist heute eine sehr wackelige Safari. Gleich sind irgendwo Giraffen sind. Wir hoffen mal.
Alright, well I do see a giraffe coming up over here, my friends. Now take a look for their tongues when you do get a little bit closer. It's a dark purple color to prevent them from getting sunburned. 18 inches long, and they are relatives of those okapis that we first saw in the Little Terry Forest. So just give me a few moments and you'll be able to see that tower of giraffes.
Noch sehe ich keine.
Now there's been about 5 baby giraffes born within the last year, so pretty exciting for giraffe conservation. Remember, it does take 15 to 16 months of a pregnancy. Now they can reach a speed of 35 miles per hour and cruise at 10. Remember, they have high blood pressure, so a 25-pound heart will help push the blood and oxygen all the way up their neck to the brain and all the way back down. So quite a bit of giraffes over there. And they spend majority of their lifetime just eating. Now friends, we're going to head into African elephant territory. Now African elephants do live in a matriarchal society. That means the female matriarch is the oldest, wisest, and largest. She's going to go ahead and kick those males out at age 15. Now those males will live a solitary life or form a bachelor pad. Males weigh up to 12,000 pounds, standing at a height of 13 feet tall. That's the same size as 2 refrigerators stacked high. Females weigh 5 to 8,000. Now we do lose about 96 elephants every single day due to poaching of ivory tusks and habitat loss. Habitat loss is due to the mining of an element called coltan that's found in used cell phones and laptops. So a great way to help out this habitat loss is to recycle any cell phones, laptops, or any other electronics that do have coltan in it. It does take 22 months of a gestation period for them to give birth, so 22 months of being pregnant. So the ratio is really high. We lose 96 elephants every single day. We do need to take action. Now you can see that female over there on your left hand side weighing 5 to 8,000 pounds. I'm going to go really slowly in just a few moments. It's a lot of blind spots, my friends, so just keep an eye out for them. There's an open spot coming up over here on our left hand side. Just a few moments. Then they will flap those ears back and forth to help decrease that body temperature by 15 degrees Fahrenheit. They will also throw dirt on their bodies as well to help regulate the body temperature, used as a natural sunscreen and a bug repellent. Now they're going to go ahead and use their tusks to dig into red clay pits. And red clay has a great source of mineral in them. It's kind of like us taking that multivitamin every single morning to keep us strong and healthy. So they're always migrating for food, water, and shelter, and also those red clay pits. So stop right about over here. We will get a good picture of them. Alright, well we're going to head next to the flamboyant flamingos. Those are the gray flamingos. They do get that coloring from the brine shrimp they consume. They're actually born gray. It takes a year and a half or so to get that nice pink coating to them. And also you can see that Mickey Mouse in there, that platform.
Yeah. It's Mickey, yeah.
Well, we're going to head into white rhino territory, and white rhinos do have poor eyesight. They're going to go ahead and use their sense of smell and hearing to know what's around them at all times. They do have no natural predators besides humans, and humans will poach them for their horns that are made out of protein called ferritin. It's found in your hair and fingernails, serves no scientific purpose. Now you can see a mud wall coming up on your left hand side. This is a way that white rhinos will help regulate their body temperature, used as a natural sunscreen and a bug repellent as well. Now, white rhinos weigh up to 5,000 pounds if they're male, 4,000 if they're female, with a gestation period of 15 to 16 months, about a year and a half, similar to those giraffes of being pregnant. Now, while we're still looking for these white rhinos, their migration patterns are quite different every single day. We look for some cheetahs, and cheetahs are diurnal, so that means they're going to go ahead, hunt during the day, rest in the evening. Now, they're only cat that has now rechargeable claws as well, and they can reach a speed of 65 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. So you'll see a cheetah on your left hand side. Right over those trees, right behind those trees.
Nope.
Now friends, we've lost about 80% of the lion population since a century ago. There's only 20,000 left. This is due to poaching and habitat loss. Now if you do want to help out the lions, because they have part of the lion conservation, you can find out more information about that in the Harambe gift store here, right outside of Kilimandscharo Safari. Now lions do rest 16 to 18 hours a day, the most active in the evening. Those females will go out and hunt while the males stay back to protect their territory and cubs. Now we do share a similar eyesight as them during the day, and that is pretty cool, but during the evening their eyes will get 6 times stronger, so that unseen lion is the most dangerous lion. Now there are 3 lions out here, hopefully. It's 1 male, 2 females. So just give us a few moments. Now you can tell a male apart from a female because they do have a thick mane. They will get even thicker and darker as they do get older. So you can see that male and female over there, left hand side. Remember, they are most active in the evening. So I'm going to stop in just a few seconds for you. You can take a good picture of them. Now this is a Kopi rock. This is a great vantage point to look out for any prey animals on the tall grass sand. So I can tell she is still quite sleepy. Now let's find the other female lion over here. I think she's in her favorite spot that's going to be right underneath this rock where we are coming up. So let's see if she's over here. Yeah, that is her favorite spot right there. She's always there. She's quite adorable. Always sleeps in that same position as well. It's like an internal hawk for her. Alright, let's go a little bit further. Now coming up on your right hand side, you're going to see a Bontabonk. Bontabonk's relative to the white-bearded wildebeest. Now at one point there were only 17 left in the world. They were close to extinction. Now it's over 40,000 due to conservation efforts. Just shows you that conservation does help the benefit of these animals. Also, those eggs are ostrich eggs. They weigh up to 3 pounds. You can stand on them without even cracking. That's how strong they get. Now friends, we're heading to Magadi Glen, and Magadi Glen's a very special place here. So we're helping reintroduce endangered wildlife back into the wild. The scimitar horned oryx calls us home. He is a desert dweller. He can reach a body temperature of 115 degrees Fahrenheit without breaking a sweat. Now the scimitar horned oryx can also go up to 9 months without drinking any water. He does get all his hydration from the food and fruit that they do consume. So we're looking out for the scimitar horned oryx found in the desert of Africa. He is pretty food driven, that's how he gets all his hydration. Has a white coat to help reflect the sun off of him. Well, unfortunately I don't see him, my friends. So go ahead and take a look right above your heads on that animal identification chart. You'll see what they do look like. It's called a scimitar horned oryx. It's a white looking antelope with a chestnut color looking neck and a long S-shaped horn. Well friends, we're going to head back to the base of Harambe. You've been on Simba 1. Simba 1 for any Wilson explorers on our trek tonight. Still plenty of adventures to go on. This Festival of Lion King is a great show. It's going to be at 9 o'clock your next show. It's 8:35 right now. Now, a great way to help out those animals who did stay in the reserve today is to donate to Disney's Conservation Fund. Every dollar, every cent that you do donate, Disney will match. Now, if you can't donate Hakuna Matata, that means no worries. Go ahead and recycle.